Jing Si Hall in Xindian prepares for year-end blessings. Vocational training class at Ormoc Great Love Village meets success. Welcome to Da'ai Headlines. I'm Elise Ann DeVito. Thank you for joining us. In November, Master Zheng will travel around Taiwan, bringing year-end blessings to everybody. On October 24th, 700 volunteers from the Northern District traveled to Xindian Jing Si Hall with sincere hearts and hands to ready the Jing Si Hall to welcome the public.
Registering names and disinfecting properly,慈济volunteers in Taipei prepared tools and arrived at Xindian Jing Si Hall to clean. Volunteers are not afraid of climbing ladders to clean the tall windows, utilizing long sticks and rags to clean the environment thoroughly. Though many cleaning activities might harm the hand, many volunteers are still willing to contribute.
It's all right. My hands are recycling hands. I have been doing recycling for 20 years, so my skin is quite thick. It's fine.
77-year-old Zhao Huang Lianghua suffers from toe pain due to a surgery, yet she is still willing to be here to help.
I had injuries before, and I keep on doing it. If there's a need, then I will be here to do it. If it is not within my ability, then I cannot come and help.
Inside the Jing Si Hall, many seats are covered with dust due to the pandemic, forcing the space to shut down for half a year.
We have to wipe the sand and the dust. After that, we have to wipe it with a wet cloth. Then we have to wipe it with a dry cloth. We wipe one place 3 times, and we should be doing it in a respectful manner.
A sister pair also joined their grandmother in a cleaning mission.
I do recycling normally, but on the weekends, I have time to come here and clean. I asked my granddaughters if they wanted to come, and since it's their first time here, they feel very happy.
In our recycling station, there are sutra study groups, and during summer, these 2 children came over to share what they have read. They also guided us in reading books. It was a great experience.
With a sincere heart, and no matter the age and stamina, volunteers are here to clean the Jing Si Hall thoroughly, welcoming the soon year-end blessing ceremony.
The Changzhongcheng fire disaster caused 46 deaths and 43 injuries and traumatized nearby residents. On October 26, Tzu held a prayer ceremony so residents can feel the love and pray to Buddha. During the ceremony, citizens felt more at ease.
Talking to the Buddha and praying to the Buddha, 12 days after the Changzhongcheng fire incident, locals finally can take a break from all the horror.
At
I heard the residents say that in their minds there is still haunting images that stays with them, so we hope that through prayer we can calm everyone's mind.
Affected residents and nearby residents gathered to do sign language, bringing care to one another while spreading warmth to those in need.
Tzu gave me consolation money, and because my brother passed away, on behalf of him, I would like to use the money to do good deeds.
At the time, Tzu and the Social Bureau cared for fire-affected residents. People also came to comfort me. So today, I'm here to thank Tzu for their sincere care.
The Tzu brothers and sisters here have brought Master Zheng spirit to our hearts. They have also spread the ideals amongst our community.
After the ceremony, volunteers will continue to accompany affected residents, shielding them from the horrors of the fire.
In Indonesia, a little boy suffered from hearing disability since birth. A doctor suggested a cochlear implant for the child, but the high medical fees worried the family. The mother later contacted Tzu Chi volunteers who paid for the surgery, helping the child to regain his hearing.
Playing happily with his family members, Abhijar is like a normal child. Yet when he was 1 year and 6 months old, he couldn't hear anything.
My child has a health check in the hospital. The doctor told me that my child has a serious hearing problem. Besides not hearing low volumes, he also cannot hear sounds over 100 decibels, like a plane flying by.
As the mother, Ima Handayani is filled with worries, thus she eagerly seeks help from others.
I went online and searched for the cochlear implant. The fees regarding the device and the surgery is very expensive. Afterwards, I searched for groups that can assist us financially. Then I found Tzu Chi first. I contacted Tzu Chi and they immediately told me that a surgery for my child is being scheduled.
Sudah jadi. Tas dulu.
After surgery, Abhijar can hear once more, and his mother, Ima Handayani, can finally be at peace.
When I heard that the child is recovering his hearing abilities, I felt happy for him. Because of the help from Tzu Chi, we are really helping this family.
Kalau nggak ada Tzu Chi, belum tentu bisa seperti ini. Ya mungkin masih hidup dalam kesunyian, gitu. Karena Tzu Chi bagi saya sebuah keajaiban untuk anak saya.
Since 2016, a group of Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia have become engaged in computer repair. These recycled computers are given to impoverished students. In Selangor, a volunteer named Benjamin discovered that due to the pandemic, demand for computers soared for online classes, and his team rushed to serve more families in need.
What he is carrying in his hands are all second-hand laptops and computer equipment that he is going to give to impoverished families.
Today I will go to a few places. The first one is a student home, where I will send a laptop to. After that, I'll go to 3 places in Klang to send computers.
I'm very happy to get a laptop for my children to use in class. My daughter doesn't have a laptop. It's very difficult for her to attend online classes. Now I'm very happy to get the laptop.
The smile on the face of the beneficiaries is the greatest satisfaction and motivation for this computer repair volunteer, Benjamin. He has extensive experience in the field of computers, also faced the dilemma of insufficient computer equipment when he was studying.
I remember at the age of 7 going to school, I would attend computer class, but I've never had a computer at home, so I either use the computer at the school lab, or I go to my friend's house. So I remember I got my first computer when I was in Form 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Because of this personal experience, he decided to make good use of his professional skill to help children in need. Whether it's repairing hardware or installing software, it's all done by his hands. From working alone to the formation of a team, volunteers hope to improve children's learning conditions.
This year, 2021, I think up to now we have sent out 169 computers. Ever since the pandemic started, we no longer go to the homes to deliver, and teach. So we do everything remotely. Initially, it was very difficult. I remember some families I had to spend 2-3 hours, try to get them to know how to use the computer.
Using his professional skill to prolong the life of computers has also benefited many impoverished students who now have access to online education.
In the Philippines, the Ormoc Great Love Village vocational training class turned recycled plastic packaging into attractive handbags. Demand for them is so high, allowing women in the class to earn income in the time of the pandemic.
There are big white basket bags and small yet pretty corn purses. They are unique, very well designed with different layers. They are made from recycled packaging materials of a pharmaceutical factory.
Bayong bag worth of 200 pesos. This is the handmade ginishagi. This is livelihood program, trash to craft training. Go, go, go!
Each of the handbags are woven by the women in the vocational training class. They are very popular in shopping malls, even during the pandemic period.
We decided to visit the Tzu Chi stall to buy their products. We are amazed by the products they made.
When I came here, they caught my attention. Later, I learned that they are made from recycled materials.
The handmade bags symbolize women's persistence in being self-reliant, making members of the public even cherish them more.
Through buying this product, I know I was able to help them and encourage them to continue making these amazing bags.
I'm very happy because this morning we had sold out 4 items. It's a great start.
The handmade bags are not only practical, but also filled with people's love for the earth.
During the pandemic, many activities hosted by Tzu Chi's Northern California branch went online, including vegetarian cooking classes. Over the last 18 months, these courses have successfully turned many into committed vegetarians.
In March last year, when the pandemic began to spread in the United States, California implemented a home restriction order. Housewives' cooking routines underwent a major change. This is an online cooking class set up by Tzu Chi volunteers in Northern California to promote vegetarian food. After restrictions eased in June this year, part of the teaching was converted to physical classes. Students and lecturers can communicate face-to-face, making them feel more comfortable and at ease.
The hosts of the show are all here. This means that when questions are asked, it is something that I am very interested in. This isn't the same when I am at home doing the course remotely.
The vegetarian cooking class lasted for more than 1.5 years. In addition to teaching cooking, also taught people how to maintain their health. These mothers interacted online to expand their social circle.
I am a vegetarian myself, so I like this course very much. And I passed this link to all the Taoists in Yiguangdao. I wanted to let anyone who eats meat to know that vegetarian food is also very healthy and delicious.
I was a person who doesn't know how to cook. Now I see the vegetarian cooking can be so simple. It also allows one to eat very nutritionally.
One can change the world with simple hands-on cooking course, which does not feature meat and instead promotes more vegetables for a healthier planet for everyone.
In Taidong, in accordance with the epidemic control measures, Tzu Chi New School Scholarship Award ceremony was held in 6 sessions. 441 students received the scholarship. Many were filial to their parents, hard work, and hoped to reduce the burden on families.
The award ceremony of the Taidong Tzu Chi's New School Scholarship was held in a divisional manner. The volunteers convey love from all over the world through sign language songs, encouraging the children not to give up easily.
I will give this scholarship to my mother. She only earns $720 a month, yet she needs to raise 8 children.
Indonesian immigrant student Ten would like to give her scholarship to her mother and be obedient.
I will be obedient, otherwise my mother will get annoyed.
I'm not asking them to be a great person. As long as they learn well and be good, when they enter society, they can also help others.
Approximately 9,500 students all over Taiwan have received scholarships, allowing them to study with peace of mind and giving disadvantaged families hopes to get out of poverty.
A 6-year-old is a popular volunteer in Kaohsiung's Youchang district. He followed his grandmother into the volunteering ranks, participating in community book clubs. Let's visit this passionate young volunteer.
At 6 years old, little volunteer Zheng Puming is very mature as he frequently visits Kaohsiung Jing Si Hall in order to volunteer.
妈妈剁手，我就跟她剁手。
会不会觉得很无聊？为什么？
因为很开心。
来，你来，让你手。这个要这样，对。来，从这里。
Zheng Puming patiently follows each task taught by volunteers. No matter if it's sweeping the floor or mopping the floor, he takes it very seriously as he has already experienced doing so.
When he was 7 or 8 months old, he was too little, therefore whenever his parents went to work, I would bring him out to do Zi work.
When he was little, he was brought over here to volunteer. When we did sign language for the year-end blessing ceremony, he followed us.
Since 7 months old, Zheng Puming has been following his grandmother, participating in Tzu activities and functions. He also helped out whenever there were community book clubs.
Writing, holding up cards, and quietly sitting.
In the past, we would copy the sutra and he will hold a pen and paper while being quiet and focused.
He's so little, yet he is able to join our book club and other meetings. He acts very mature and doesn't get noisy around us.
After the little volunteer joins the volunteering ranks, surrounding volunteers started to work with a better spirit. Growing up from an environment filled with love, Zheng Puming is kind and understanding as he will continue to volunteer with his grandmother.
In 2019, the Executive Yuan announced the lifting of the ban on entering mountain forests across Taiwan. Though the number of tourists increased, so did forest fires and other rescue missions. As the COVID-19 pandemic stabilizes, another influx of tourists is expected, and a balance must be struck between protecting and appreciating nature. Here's more.
Too late for social distancing, tourists swarm into forest areas.
The upper limit of the number of people that can enter is set at 4,500.
The reporter's location is a forested area in Shito, Nantou. Through the lens, you can see that hundreds of Taiwan cedar trees that are over 100 years old are planted here. It's a very precious ecological forest, so it attracts a large number of tourists early in the morning who come here to relax.
During Level 3 alert, it was closed due to the pandemic. This is the first time to come.
When humans walked out of the range of recreation that we are accustomed to, it seemed to give wild animals some breathing space. When park was closed, we see rare animals like Reeves moonjack, Xindian's blue pheasant, and the wild boar. You only see these when you go deep into the mountains. These animals came out during this time.
The bird seen in the picture is a second-level conservation bird in Taiwan, Xindian's blue pheasant. You can see that as I approach the bird, it's not scared because tourists here in Shito have been feeding it for a long time. It has adapted to these crowds.
In fact, this is a very bad ecological imbalance. We still have to appeal to tourists not to touch them because these wild animals will have some infectious diseases.
At the time of Typhoon Toraji, the Shito Nature Education Area had large-scale landslides suddenly reduced the number of visitors to zero. But today, 20 years later, thousands of tourists flock here every day. The chaos in the mountains and forests happens again and again. This is the woodland on the Nanling line of Shito. We can see the scene of tourists destroying the forest. This mozo bamboo was cut down by individuals. The ground is covered with this bamboo, and one can see it was used to make bamboo chairs, as 6 of them are located in this area.
In March last year, we dismantled more than 10 bamboo structures. The current situation is that tourists will cut down some bamboo to tie them to rest and use heavy stoves in the forest. The punishment is imprisonment for not less than 6 months, but not more than 5 years.
This beautiful valley has become a large garbage dump. Cranes are dispatched and the personnel venture down to pick up rubbish in the valley. The fire is beside the Alishan Highway. It's presumed to be tourists who accidentally started the fire. For 12 consecutive days, the Jinshan fire burned as it was difficult for the ecology to recover. The cause was 5 climbers violating fire regulations. According to statistics from January to July this year, 78 forest fire disasters occurred in state-owned forest land, the highest in history. The lifting of the forest ban and the downgrading of the pandemic have led to an increase in tourists entering the mountains. However, the result of outings without careful planning is a catastrophe in the mountains, which can be life and death event. Falling into the valley, a woman lost her life. The attack of mountain sickness caused another man to die. Hanging and transporting it back, the climber is already an icy body. In the past 3 years, the number of domestic mountain disasters has reached 261, making rescuers exhausted.
If the standards of our people has not reached such a level, everything from morality to laws will be needed to administer and make people follow the norms.
When the beauty of the mountains and forests cannot be denied, the familiar words that Taiwan's most beautiful scenery are the people. This may be ironic, as the closer we get to nature, the more damage we cause, as we all should try to protect our mountains and forests.
A 300-year-old festival called Wangye Deity's Welcome Ceremony is taking place in Donggang Town, Pingdong. City volunteers were there promoting vegetarianism, gathering goodwill of the people, and working together to protect the earth. What could be better? See you next time.